In this episode, we're going to look at build tags for controlling what tests we run. Hi, I'm Mark Bradley and welcome to Testing All the Things, a screencast in which we use live coding to demonstrate different types of testing tools and techniques. In this episode, we're going to look at using Go's build tags to control which tests we are running. Let's look at the code. During the creation of our book API, we created a number of different types of tests: end-to-end, integration, Pact, and unit tests. A number of these types of tests can only be run in the Docker environment because of a need for the application to be running and other services to be available to us. So we can't just run tests locally and they all pass. We'll get failures in end-to-end tests, integration tests, and Pact tests. But what if we want to run some tests locally so we can get a quick idea of whether our application is working or not? For this, we're going to look at using build tags in our test files. Let's first start by running our tests to see what fails. So if we run go test and everything in this project, and our test failed in a number of different places. So the Pact tests look like they failed. I think we've got some integration tests as well. Now, we might want to be able to run our tests that can run locally, but how can we do this? So this is where we're going to use build tags. So if we start with our end-to-end tests, we open our single book test, we can add a build tag to the top of our file. So it's a comment line, then plus, and the word build, and then the tag you want to use. So we'll call this end-to-end. And we're going to want to add that also to our health check, which is another end-to-end test. And on our Pact test, we can tag that with something completely different. This gives us a little bit finer grained control of the tests we might want to run. We might want to run the Pact tests separately to the end-to-end tests for some reason. So that's our end-to-end tests tagged. We can now look at looking at our DB tests or our integration tests. Give those a tag of integration. So now if we run just all the tests, our tests pass because we're not running any of the tests with a tag. So Go will only run tests that don't have any tag. What we now want to look at is enabling those tests, all tests, to run in our Docker container. Now, if we switch this back to running all tests, what you can see here previously is I had a unit test target, which basically ignored any folder called end-to-end underscore test. That doesn't work because our integration tests have gone into the book folder. So then we'd have to also ignore the book folder, but we don't want to ignore the book folder because there's also unit tests in there. What we can do here is take this unit test down to just now being go test and to run all the tests. So if we run that, we should see the same result. So make unit test. That just runs the tests that aren't tagged. Now we want all of the tests to run on our Docker container. So what you can do is add tags equals, and then you list the tags that you want to run. So we want the integration tests to run, and we want the Pact tests to run, and we want the end-to-end tests to run. If we now run make test, the tests have finished, and as you can see, the tests have all passed. In this test run, we've run all of the tests. the end-to-end tests, Pact tests, integration tests, and our unit tests. This was a short demonstration of how you can use Go's build tags to separate out your test runs. Why not have a play with it yourself to make running your tests a little easier? That's all for this. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching this episode of Testing All the Things. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please rate and review the video and subscribe to the channel. If you did not and you have any feedback, please leave a comment in the comment section of the video or contact me on Twitter @Bradle.